Hello, my name is Hanna. I'm the maker and designer behind HERBGARDEN knitwear, and today I have a very special video for you. Behind me is my little cabinet that holds all my knitted items, everything that I've made so far that I still have. And I thought today we could go through it because it desperately needs sorting out, as you can see. Look at that, major chaos in there. Let's fix that together today. You might remember that in the beginning of the year I moved, and it happened all a little different than I had planned because I got sick before and I had to postpone the move, and then it was all very stressful, so I didn't have time to sort through my cabinet and see what I want to keep and what I want to donate maybe. And I thought today we could just have a look at everything and get it a little cleaned up and nice so that I can enjoy the view of this again. Maybe let's start by just, taking it all out and making a huge pile of knitwear. So, here we go. Everything is empty and now we are going to sort it and put it back in. I think I will start with the summer knits. This is a summer tee that might be the first summer tee that I published, I'm not sure. This is called the Jantje tee, and it has this lovely detail here with some eyelets and some garter ridges, and I absolutely love this ruffle sleeves. This is knit from Sandnesgarn Dünn Line, and I held it double, and it has a beautiful drape. It's absolutely lovely. The same yarn I used for this summer top. This is called the tar tank top, as the Indian desert tar. And the special thing about this top is that it is reversible. You can either have this round neckline in the front or the V-neck here, and you can customize it even more because you can either knit the lace here so that it has this little tapered edge here, or you can make it flat, and these options are interchangeable, so you could also choose to make the V-neck with the straight lace. So these options really are endless. And as I said, it's the same yarn, the Sandnesgarn Dünn Line. I already like how much better this is looking. So the next one that I have is another summer tee. This is one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love this one. This is called Feldspar tee, and it has this lovely eyelet detail on the shoulder. This is a very beginner-friendly pattern. It is basically how do you call it? It's a drop shoulder tee with a boat neck. So that is what I was searching for. A boat neck, and it is knit bottom up, so in the round and seamlessly, and you close the shoulder seams with the 3 needle bind off. And this is such a quick and very fun knit. And I enjoyed it so much that I actually knit it 3 times. I have 3 of them. So the one that I showed you first, this was my original one. And then this design was published with Interweave Knits, and I made another sample for them. This is a different yarn. And because I really wanted another one, I made another one in black, which of course is very hard to show on camera, but it also has this lovely eyelet detail here. This design uses Sandnes line. So these that we had before were the Tynn line, and this is a line which is double the weight as this one. So this is very convenient. If you have this yarn at home, you can mix and match it. If you just hold 2 strands of the Tynn line, you will get the same weight as the line, which is lovely. And I enjoy that yarn very much. I have used it so many times, and it holds up perfectly. There's absolutely no pilling. It has a lovely drape. And in comparison to other blend-based yarns, so this is a blend of cotton, viscose and linen, I feel that this does not stiffen up as much as some other cotton yarns do. So I really enjoy that. I enjoy that so much. I have several more designs in this yarn. This is the design that I am probably most known for. This is the Seaborn tee. It has this lovely stripe pattern, but more importantly, this lovely shell pattern, both at the body and at the sleeves. And this is such a fun summer tee design. And I absolutely love seeing all your versions, like the color combinations you chose. This is so pretty in so many colors. I absolutely love it. I even think about making another one for myself some point. I'm not sure if I manage to do it this summer, but I really want to, because this is such a lovely tee. And I have another one in Sandnes line. You can see I really love this yarn. This is my most recent release. This is the Tallulah tee. It has a lovely textured stripe pattern, a round neckline, short sleeves, and can you see how drapey this yarn is? It's so lovely. And I absolutely love this color. I think it suits me very well. I'm very happy with that choice. Starts to look good. So let's keep it with the summer tees. Here is another tee that I absolutely love. I love this gradient. It's made in linen stitch. This is design is called a sun-kissed sea tee, because I felt like this is like a sunset at the ocean, where the sun melts into the sea. And I will show you a close-up here, because the linen stitch makes this gradient absolutely beautiful. While this stitch is not difficult, this tee takes a little bit of time and patience, because with linen stitch you need to slip a lot of stitches, similarly to brioche. And therefore this takes some time to finish, but it's not difficult per se, it's just a little time consuming, but I think it's absolutely worth it. The yarn is called GGH Lacy. It's a blend of silk and wool, and it's absolutely lovely. has a lovely drape, and it's very, very nice piece for layering, I think. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, looking at this huge pile in front of me, that these were all the summer knits. But I have some other sweaters here that are like kind of in between the season knits, made from cotton and woolen blends. So this sweater here is also one of my all-time favorites. It's so elegant and so lovely. This is my Vivian sweater. It has this gorgeous yoke with twisted stitches and baubles, and it starts off as a top-down circular yoke, but then it transitions into raglan shaping, so you get a very, very nice fit with this one. The yarn is called, what was it? Austermann Cotton Merino, and this is a lovely sweater for the beginning of spring when it is not really warm yet, but not so cold anymore that you need a really warm winter sweater. So this is really lovely. And from the same yarn, I also knit this sweater. It has an open neckline with a lovely lace pattern and elbow length sleeves. This is also a top-down circular yoke and made from the same yarn. So this is Austermann Cotton Merino, and the pattern is called Reina sweater. And I really love this one also for the early spring days where it's not so warm, a perfect transitional piece. So, there we go. Then I have this lovely tee. This is made from wool. This is, how was it called? It's Dibadoo yarns, the Twisted 50s. And these are hand-dyed yarns from an indie dyer here in Germany called Dibadoo. Her name is Barbara. And the design is from Caitlin Hunter and the Maratimo tee. And I think it's very lovely. It has this lovely peacock lace at the bottom and at the sleeves. And yeah, it's nice. But I must admit, I don't wear it that often because, as you might see, it is a little almost like a gradient, and that is because I ran out of yarn and I had to work with a different dye lot, and so I tried to fade one dye lot into the other, and therefore it gets a little lighter to the top. This was also knit bottom up in the round. Yeah, but all in all, I really loved the pattern, and I can imagine making this again one day. Maybe not with 100% wool as I did in the past. You know, I also learn something new with everything that I make, and I definitely like either plant fibers or silk or blends for my tees. And pure wool just doesn't fit the climate where I am. If I had to wear wool, I really want longer sleeves, and therefore this is not a perfect choice that I made here, but it's fine. This tee that I made was actually made from leftover yarn. The original project that I bought the yarn for is this beautiful shifty sweater. This is a design by Andrea Maury, and I absolutely love the yarn for this one. This has such a beautiful drape. It's absolutely perfect. It holds up so well, and I really love the colors that I chose for this, which are the same as you already saw with the tee. And this is one of my all-time favorite projects. I'm really happy with this sweater. The Shifty sweater by Andrea Maury. Okay, so the pile is not getting smaller yet. What else do we have? We have this lovely little cardigan. Let me quickly button it up so that you can see it better. So here we go. This is the Rosa cardigan by Alonga Vegana. And it has this beautiful raglan detail here on the sleeves, and it has the same detail on the back. And it's a little V-neck cardigan. I made mine quite cropped. I added some additional buttons. I think in the pattern there were less buttons recommended, but I really like the small, plenty of buttons look. And I knit this holding one strand of Hold Super Soft together with a silk mohair, like a typical 25 gram, 210 meters silk mohair. I'm not sure which brand I use, but this is like the most usual length to weight ratio for a mohair. And I'm very happy with the fabric. I love, this is a very light and drapey and warm cardigan. That is something I'm really happy with. But I have to say I'm not super happy with the fit of this sweater. That is partially my fault because the pattern didn't include short rows, and I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna trust the process, but in hindsight I would have really loved to add those short rows. I think that would have been nicer. I like it when the back is like a little bit higher. And I also added one repeat of the increases here that was not included in the size that I made, but I think looking back I probably would have not needed it. I'm not sure. The problem with raglan sweaters like this is I think I might have needed like this length here, but I did not need the width that comes with this. So with this lovely stitch pattern, it's difficult to make adjustments. But all in all, this is a totally wearable cardigan, and it was a fun knit. It was very fun and easy to knit. Okay, this here is another one of my designs. This is my Wezek sweater. This is inspired by the Egyptian collars, like this beautiful jewelry, and I really love this color work here at the top and the combination with the stripes. This pattern does have short rows, as you can see. The back is quite a bit higher than the front, and this is two strands held together, drops Flora, I believe, and the drops silk mohair. Is it called drops kid silk? I'm not sure. And I really love this sweater. I wear it a lot. It's very warm, it's very nice, and I really enjoy this one. I used the same yarn for this one. This does not have an official name yet. This is my first sample of a sweater design that I have not published yet, but that I'm planning to publish. Maybe this year, I'm not sure yet, depending on how good the other patterns that I have in progress right now are going to go. But I love this eyelet detail here at the neckline, and this is also drops Flora with the kid silk, And it is a lovely fabric. But this sweater did not turn out quite as I wanted it to. So I made a second one that I will show you in a minute. It has these lovely long cuffs and the eyelet detail as well at everywhere where the stockinette transitions into the rib. So this first one is absolutely wearable, but I made some changes in order to get a perfect fit for this one. So version number 2, you can see here. You might not be able to see the eyelets on camera as this sweater is so dark, but let me try, maybe a little bit. There you go. Yes, and also at the bottom of the body. So this one turned out absolutely perfect fit-wise, so it is ready. I've worn it several times and I'm super happy that I did a second sample because this is so much better than the first. First of all, I made the sleeves a little longer and also the cuffs so that I get like a nice puffy sleeve, which I really wanted for this one. And I also changed the yarn, which I'm very happy about because I like this even more. This is Isaiah Alpaca 2, which is a 50-50% blend of wool and alpaca yarn. And I absolutely love this. This is one of my absolute favorite sweaters. This is so versatile. It's I can wear this to everything and I can't wait to write up the pattern and get the test knit started. But it will take me some time as I have other patterns in the pipeline right now, but this is definitely going to come. And the color of this yarn is absolutely gorgeous. I hope you can see it. It is a little bit blue, a little bit teal, a little bit purple. It's gorgeous. It's called Midnight. So the next sweater is this one. This is my Abenteuer sweater. Abenteuer is the German word for adventure because I knit this sweater on a road trip with a dear friend of mine. And it has this colorwork pattern on the yoke and it has the same pattern on the cuff of the sleeves. The yarn is from another German hand dyer. The brand is called Garn Stories, and this particular yarn is, I believe it's just called Merino. But you can of course look that up on Ravelry. I really love this design, but I would love to make this again at some point because I'm not super happy with the color that I chose for the body. It works perfectly with this purple and I love all the speckles that it has. It's so lovely, but it's a color that is not very good for me personally. It's a lovely color, it's just not ideal for myself. So I absolutely love this sweater, but maybe I'll make another one someday. And this is not even the first one that I made. This is just the sample that I made for when I wrote the pattern. Let me see if I can find the first one that I knit. Here it is. As you can see, same pattern, but a different yarn. And this was a sock yarn that I used because I had it in stash and I really wanted to use it. But even though this color choice is a little better for me as it is less has a less of a yellow undertone. It's more a clear white, which is usually a little better for me. But this is a sock yarn, and this therefore has 25% polyamide with it. And I just discovered that for me, I don't like that for a sweater. I don't think it's very comfortable to the skin. So maybe this is a sweater that at some point has to go, but for now I'm going to keep it. And when I made the second one that I showed you first, I had a lot of leftover yarn, and I decided to make a shawl out of it. This is the Creative Flow shawl, and it is a top-down crescent-shaped shawl. And what I love about this most is that the different stitch patterns that it contains can be mixed and matched as you like. So the pattern includes both instructions so that you can replicate my sample row by row, but it also contains a recipe so that you know how to mix and match all the stitch patterns. And let me show you a close-up. There's like this lovely star stitch. Then we have, like in the gray, it's hard to see. Let me see. Here it is better to see, like a lace pattern. And then we have like a mesh stitch in pink here. And this, can you see how drapey this is? It's so lovely. So this is the Creative Flow shawl. Let me show you these two, because they are siblings, kind of. This is the Onero cardigan that I made for Pom Pom magazine issue 40. This is a cardigan made with 3 strands of silk mohair, and it has instructions how you can create this gradient as you like. And it has a cable and bubble detail on the sleeve. And this was very interesting to figure out because the rest of the cardigan is brioche stitch, and usually with brioche you have like a very different row gauge than if you would knit regularly, because you have to work twice as much rows to have knit all the stitches at least once. So I did something with short rows in this pattern so that I could still combine this cable with the brioche pattern. So this is a very fun thing to knit, but it also takes some patience. And this sample is the one that you could see in the Pom Pom magazine. And before that I made another one in this pink and a little orangey color. It is the same design. Both of these cardigans are worked sideways, so you cast on the cuff, work the sleeves, and then you cast on additional stitches for the front and the back panel, and in the end the cardigan is closed in the back with a 3 needle bind off, and it has this lovely double knit edge all around. So these are my 2 Onero cardigans. And when I made the pink Onero cardigan, I also had leftover yarn and made another shawl, because you know, you don't want to waste anything. And this is a shawl that I absolutely love because it's very, very simple and very, very fun to knit. This is my Elation shawl, and it's mainly garter, but it has this lovely ruffle at the edge, which makes it all lovely and special. And the instructions also include how to make the gradient. I really love this one. Obviously, I missed another summer top. This is the Ravelry's tee, which is currently in the test knitting phase, and this is the sister design to the two sweaters that I just showed you with the eyelets. So this is the summer tee version. Also like a perfectly drapey shirt. This is knit from Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. One of my absolute favorites. I can really see making another one. The silk is absolutely wonderful, and even though this is knit on 3mm needles, so it's a very fine gauge, it is just a tee with short sleeves, so it is still manageable to do that, and I'm really happy with the results. So this tee is going to be released about the end of July, the beginning of August. It's currently being test knit. So this is my Poise sweater. It has a lovely colorwork yoke, some textured stitches, and I really love this one. It has a wonderful fit, also short rows in the back. And it is worked with Holst Super Soft, and I held 2 strands together throughout. And it is a very lovely woolen yarn. It holds up super well, and it is also one of my all-time favorite yarns. I have used this plenty of times. For example, here's another one. Also circular yoke, lovely colorwork neckline, same pattern on the sleeves. Not released yet, so this does not have a name yet. This was my Christmas sweater for 2023. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to release it or not. I will see later in the year. But this is also holds super soft, held 2 strands together. It's a yarn that I really enjoy a lot. This is another sweater in the same yarn. This is the second HERBGARDEN sweater that I made. It's another design of mine. Oh, I knit my hair into it. As always. And it has this lovely colorwork yoke, which has also purl stitches, so it has some texture as well. And I made this one a little shorter. Let me show the original design. This is the first one that I made, so you can see it's the same one, but on this one I added the same pattern on the bottom hem and also on the sleeves, and the body is quite a bit longer. I wear this one to pants, jeans mainly. And this yarn is also a wonderful yarn, which is sadly discontinued. This was called Origin, and it's by Rain, Cloud and Sage. That was a small yarn company in central Germany. This was the first one that I made, and I enjoyed the sweater so much that I decided to do a second one. Also because, once again, I chose a color that's not perfect for me, but this combination of blue I'm absolutely in love with. This is gorgeous. And in this version I did not do the detail at the cuffs and the hem, and to be honest I really like this version a lot too. Okay, this sweater is my Boughs of Holly sweater. This is a lovely sweater that I love to wear around Christmas time, but for me personally it's not too Christmassy, so I really can wear it all year round, especially in autumn. It has color work but also some texture, which are two things that I absolutely love. You already probably have guessed that. And this yarn is HERBGARDEN Loch Lomond, and it's very, very soft. It's a GOT certified yarn with some tweedy speckles, and this is a very, very lovely yarn. Here we go. This is another sweater in HERBGARDEN Loch Lomond that I made. It has a color work section in the middle. This one I have not released, and I'm not sure if I will, but it has a name. I called it the Fiber Artist Sweater because it has a lot of different techniques in it, and it really is like, if you will, like a masterclass of knitting. So you first work this color work panel. It has in the front, in the back. You work this in and around, and then you steek it, and then you knit all the other panels flat and seam this whole thing together. Then you pick up the sleeves, knit them in the round, pick up the ribbing at the bottom, which is a little shorter in the front and a little longer in the back, and also finish off the neckline with an I-cord. And I really love the idea of the sweater, but I have not published it because I'm not happy with the fit. This square neckline is just not very practical. I probably should have made it square in the front, but much higher in the back, because now what happens is that when I wear it, the sweater slides off my shoulders like this, and the neckline gets stretched, which of course I do not want. So I'm not sure. I might revisit this at some point in the future. I might not. This is quite a project. It takes a lot of time, but I really love the idea. And this is also HERBGARDEN Loch Lomond, a lovely yarn. I used the yarn also for this shawl. This is my savoring shawl. Specifically, it's the smaller version of the shawl. And for this version, I used two colors. The original version, which is here, is much bigger and has only one color. The pattern is written for one color, but it contains instruction for both sizes, so you can choose if you want to make this larger one, which is really, really large. I love to cozy up in this. This is almost like a portable blanket, which I absolutely love. And it has baubles and lovely garter stitch and a ripple edge, a picot bind off. The yarn that I used for this original version is Lana Grossa Ascot, but this yarn is sadly discontinued. It was a lovely yarn. It's a tweedy yarn with a wool and viscose, and it's sad that this is no longer available. But as you can see, this yarn works very nicely as well, and I'm very happy that I decided to make this in two colors because I think that really looks lovely. So speaking of Lana Grossa Ascot, the discontinued yarn, I knit this sweater with this yarn too, and I have very mixed feelings about the sweater. This was a free pattern, I believe it was from Drops Design, I'm not sure. On one hand, this yarn is very special to me because I bought it when I was a weekend away for a bridal shower for one of my dearest friends. And so this is a yarn that is like a souvenir yarn with a lot of memory. And I really love the yarn, and I really love the colors together. But the pattern that I chose for this yarn, this free pattern, was intended to be knit with mohair, so a very different yarn. And I just thought, well, you know, I got gauge, so let's try it out. And it worked. Like, I got a sweater that I can wear, it fits me, but of course it behaves very differently than a mohair sweater. The whole fabric is very different. So while this is a completely wearable sweater, I do not wear it very often. Also because if you know me, I mostly wear skirts or dresses, and I made this in a way that it is easier to wear with jeans. Like, it is longer. Usually I try to have my sweaters a little cropped, because then they sit in the waist where I have the skirt. And all in all, while this is a perfectly wearable sweater, I don't wear it that often. Somehow I just do not grab it that much. So I will put it on the bottom shelf for now. This might be one that I donate at some point, but you know, the yarn and the occasion was very special, so I'll leave it for now. This is a sweater that I absolutely love. Not because it is my style anymore, but this was the very first garment I have ever made. It's a cardigan, and as you can see, back then I was very into this, is it self-striping? Yeah, maybe it's self-striping yarn. And while it was super fun to knit, and I'm so happy that this is my first cardigan, this is not the kind of style I go to right now. But this will absolutely stay in my little cabinet, because I'm so proud of this one. I'm not sure if I knew about swatching back then, or if I simply got lucky, because this fits like a glove. It still fits perfectly. But I don't think I swatched for this. And I heavily modified it. This was a free pattern by Lion Brand Yarns, and it was a short-sleeved cardigan without any buttons. And I added a button band, and I added this lace pattern here. It was all stockinette before, and I made long tapered sleeves, have this lace detail running down, all the way down on the sleeve, have a little tapered edge here in the center of the back. And yeah, all in all, very proud of this one. Don't wear it as much, just at home, and I still love it a lot because it was the very first one that I made. Here's a sweater that I made only a few years ago. This is a self-draft that I have not published, and I don't think I will, because it's basically just a drop shoulder sweater. The only thing special is like the stripe design, which you can perfectly improvise yourself. It does line up from the sleeves to the body, which is nice, but that's not all that difficult to make. You can just, you know, knit your sweater, start the sleeves, and then just see how much rows you need to do before you can replicate the stripe pattern in the body. And this one is not of my favorite ones, to be honest. I used La Mana Como, like how is the bigger version of Como called? I'm not sure. Is it Como Grande? I'm not sure. Like, there are two different yarns, Como and the bigger version of Como, and this is what I used, the bigger one. And this is a yarn that is somehow produced differently to other yarns, so it is very light and very soft, but as many soft yarns, I experienced that this pilled a lot in comparison to the yarns that I usually love, like this rustic woolen yarns like Hold Super Soft, which does not pill for me at all. But this one pilled a lot, and I cleaned it recently, but especially with the black and white, which is a very high contrast, this pilling was very unpleasant. Like the whites pills on the black part and the other way around, this was not nice at all. This is very soft, but it's not the kind of yarn that I love. So this is wearable, but I think that at some point I will probably donate this. Next up is a sweater that I really love. This is designed by Sari Nordlund, and it's called Edgar. And I absolutely love this sweater. It has this brioche yoke, then some barbels, and then stockinette. It was very fun to make. I absolutely love the color, but the yarn choice was not perfect. This is a yarn that also was on the lower end of the price range, and it is warm, but it has this tweedy naps, which usually I love, but it pilled a little, and now I'm not sure, you won't see this on camera, I guess, but all these tweedy colors got mixed in with the rest, and now it is like a little gray. Can you see that? I'm not sure. So this yarn doesn't hold up very well. I'm not sure if I want to make the sweater again, because I feel like the fit and the color of this one is so perfect that I might be disappointed if the next one doesn't turn out exactly the same way. But the yarn also doesn't look perfectly. So the pattern is very much worth making a second knot. The pattern is very much worth making a second time. I absolutely enjoyed this pattern. It fits great. It has also short wrists in the back. It's very warm due to this squishy brioche fabric. But yeah, not a perfect yarn choice. You'll learn from your mistakes, I guess. Oh, here, but this sweater is the absolute worst yarn choice I ever made. I absolutely love this sweater. I really hope you can see the beautiful cables. It's an all-over cabled sweater. The front and the back is exactly the same. The stitch pattern is continued on the sleeves. And this sweater I made many years ago when I was still a student, and I didn't have a lot of money, and therefore I bought a yarn that is 100% acrylic. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy that, then, you know, do you. It's wonderful. But I absolutely hate how this yarn feels and how it held up. It looks nice when you look at it, but with washing it got really stiff. So it lost a lot of drape over time, and also it starts to smell very easily. So basically I do not wear this anymore at all. It just, I guess I just keeping it for sentimental reasons, but I really want to make this one again someday, but I still do remember how much time it took me back then. I'm not sure if I would be faster now, because I have a lot more experience and a lot more years that I have been knitting since I made the sweater. But back then it took me about a year to finish this. And while I think the design is absolutely worth it, I have so many other things that I want to work on, and so many designs and design ideas that I want to finish. So I'm not sure if I'm ever going to go back to this, but yeah, I might someday. Usually I try to do one pattern from another designer per year because I absolutely love so many other designs, but I have so little time, so I usually do like a Christmas project or something. So I might make this again. I feel I cannot even donate this because it's not really wearable because of the material, I think. But it's a lovely design. It's called the Ondava, I believe. Ondava, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And the designer is a lady called Michelle or Maria Wang. Let me check. Michelle Wang. Ondava, I'm not sure. Lovely design, very, very good pattern, terrible yarn choice on my part. This was not the recommended yarn in the pattern at all. It was totally my fault. This is a lovely improvised drop shoulder sweater that I made on one of my vacations in the last years. This is one strand of plötolopi held together with typical silk mohair, and this is the first time I ever used unspun yarn, and I absolutely love how drapey this is. This is a lovely fabric, but I gained some experience from this project. Over time this stretched quite a bit, like width-wise, and I lost a little bit of length. And I figured out what mistake I made. I did use a needle size that was a little too big. I should have knit this a little tighter because with washing the stitches relaxed and it became lovely and drapey, but I think I used 5mm needles and I should have gone down probably to 4mm or something like that. So I still wear this at home mostly because it's very warm, super light, lovely yarn, but the fit got a little out of shape. It was lovely when I made it, but after washing it stretched, so it's, even for my taste, a little too cropped now. So this might be something that I donate in the future. This is a sweater that you have probably seen on many podcasts before. This is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knit. I used Drops Flora and the Drops Kit silk. A lovely fabric. I must say that I was not super happy with the width of the neckline, so I inserted an elastic. You might be able to see that. With the elastic it's a little better, but if I would remake this I would cast on fewer stitches, and I also felt that for my taste the raglan line here was too long, so the sweater was too deep under my armpit. So I'm not happy with this fit, but this is a very warm and cozy sweater and I wear it at home. I will keep it because you know, it's easy to throw on, it's very cozy, but yeah, not super happy with the fit. This sweater was the very first sweater pattern that I released, so it's another very special sweater for me. This is the Meander sweater. It's a raglan sweater and it has this lovely color work here at the bottom, and all ribs are color work ribs, so you knit one, purl one, but with color work. This is another sweater that I might make again in the future. Even though this was my very first sweater design, I published this in 10 sizes and I worked with a tech editor from the very beginning. I did my absolute best work back then to to make this pattern the best that it could be. But now looking back on it, there are definitely some things that I have learned in the past almost 5 years since it's been that I published the sweater. And while this is perfectly fine, it has been tech edited and test knit, it's perfectly okay, but you know, you grow while you do things, and I think there can be some things that could be improved, and I might remake this pattern in the future and re-release it at some point. And in case you want to check it out, there's also a matching beanie, like a slouchy hat, in the same colors and with the same colorwork design. So this is a sweater that I still love a lot. I think it's absolutely beautiful with this lovely color changing yarn, and yeah, it's very special to me because it was my very first sweater pattern. Here's another sweater that I made. This is a free pattern by Alonga Vegana. I believe it's, oh, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Actually, it's Trescau, I'm not sure. Like, it's a raglan sweater with cuffs and rib. That's not rib. It's like the edge, the edge of the sweater, and the cuffs are both garter stitch, and it has short row shaping so that the back is a little longer than the front. But there's something that I would change that was once again totally my fault. The yarn that I use, as you can maybe see, it is a yarn that has a little bit of glitter in it, which means there is part of the content is plastic fibers to make like this glitter effect. And in comparison to the sweater that I'm wearing, which has that too, this yarn was a lot cheaper, and maybe you can see it does not drape very well. I'm not sure if this is visible. This is very stiff, and if I wear it, then it does not drape nicely, but it almost stands a little bit like this. Once again, this is completely my fault. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the pattern. This is an absolutely great pattern, not only because it is a free pattern, but it also has lots of sizes. It's very thought through, and I really enjoyed making this pattern. I might make this again in the future because, you know, it's always lovely to have like this classic raglan sweater, and this is also the perfect crop length that I like to wear with my skirts and dresses. But all in all, this is not a sweater that I wear a lot, and this might also get donated. This is my Ardent Autumn shawl, and I don't know why, but this color always looks a lot more gray on camera than it actually is. This is a deep mossy green, a lovely color, a lovely shade, and somehow the camera cannot pick it up. I'm sorry. I've tried it so many times to photograph this, no matter if it's video or pictures, the color is never right. This is the same yarn as this sweater that we had before. This was Origin by Rain, Cloud and Sage, and I made this shawl in 2 colors, in this lovely mossy green that you cannot really see perfectly, and also in this gorgeous burnt orange. And I think both of these colorways really are a good fit for the name of the shawl. This is the Ardent Autumn shawl. And what I really love about the shawl, it has a textured stitch pattern, which is a combination of garter and cables, and it has a lovely ribbed edge with some eyelets at the bottom. Maybe is it easier to see it in this color? I'm not sure. Can you see? No, probably not. So the eyelets are down here at the point where the main pattern transitions into the ribbing. And what I like about this shawl is the shape, because it is a triangular shawl and it has a lot longer wings than it has is deep here in the center. So I really love the shaping of this shawl. And you will probably have guessed it, I enjoyed it so much that I knit it twice, because it's for me it's enjoyable to knit, but I also wear this so much. For me this is very versatile. I usually drape the center spine over one of my shoulders and then pick up the shawl like this, and then I just, you know, push this around here. And this is how I usually wear it, and it's so warm when I'm working from home, or even on top of my winter coats, and when it's really cold. This is so lovely, and I really love to wear this. I think always it is so hard to store shawls, because the pile will always, you know, drop to one of the sides. So if you have like a recommendation on how you store your knitted shawls, then please let me know. I would love to know that. You can see the cabinet is getting fuller again, but there's still plenty of things here. I hope I will be able to fit them all in there without having to, you know, stuff it into the edges. We will see. This is one of my absolute favorite cardigans that I made. This is called Big Love, and the designer is Anke Streck, a German designer, and it has a lovely textured broken rib pattern, an absolutely gorgeous and very warm shawl collar, and it has a lovely shaping here in the front. And I knit this once again from Lana Grossa Esket, which is the discontinued yarn that I talked about before. This is an absolutely lovely pattern. I'm so happy that I made it. The yarn is holding up perfectly, there's no pilling, and I'm very happy with this one. I can totally recommend this pattern. This is a sweater that I have made many years ago. It has a very fun construction. This is a design by Nora Gorn, and it has increases almost like a raglan, but it is increased here. And while I really like this, I no longer fit in it. I outgrew it. And therefore I think this is probably one that I will donate at some point as well. I used the same yarn, which was like a super cheap discount yarn. I do not think it had a name. It was maybe just one batch production. I used the same yarn to make this cardigan. And while I really love the idea of this cardigan, you can probably see by looking at it that back then, it was many years ago, I did not know that row gauge is equally important as stitch gauge. Why is that? Well, in this construction, you might be able to see that it has like some kind of continuous sleeve construction here, and it has these increases here for the shoulder, And that means, like, similar to a raglan construction, you increase in a certain rate while also increasing the width of the sweater. And while my stitch gauge was perfect, the row gauge was not, and that resulted in a totally different length here, and also here in the neck, on the shoulder. And yeah, this is a lovely design, but I screwed it up. I didn't do it correctly, and even though I can fit in this jacket, it does not sit very well on my shoulders. So learn from my mistakes. Stitch gauge and row gauge both are equally important, and if you have questions about that, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to try my best to answer it, and if there are too many comments, too many questions, I will try to make a video and explain in more depth why that is the case. So yeah, lovely cardigan, doesn't fit properly. The name of this is the Marmor cardigan, and the designer is called Regina Mössmer. And this is a lovely design, perfectly fine pattern, all my mistake. You gotta swatch and you gotta get both stitch and row gauge. So this will probably be sorted out too. This is a cardigan that worked out perfectly. This design is called Gemstone, and it's by the design. Oh, I'm probably going to pronounce this name wrong. I'm very sorry. It's Vera Välimäki. Please forgive me for not saying that name right. I'm sorry. But this is a very lovely cardigan, and I love it and I wear it a lot. The yarn that I used is Monica Designs Scottish Highland wool, I believe, and I held it double. It has about the same length to weight ratio, and also a very similar all-in-all feel as Holst Super Soft. And it has this lovely shawl collar with a cable detail that is continued in the back, and of course all the way in the front. Lovely construction. If you love to play with constructions, I won't give it away as this is a paid pattern, but I really enjoyed knitting this and I wear it a lot. Here we have one of my designs again, which is currently in progress. So I'm currently working on the pattern for this one. Let me quickly close the buttons. This is the Tallulah cardigan, which is a cardigan version for my Tallulah tee, which was this one that is my most recently published summer tee. And this is a cardigan version. It has the same stitch pattern, long sleeves, and at the moment I am in the progress of writing up the pattern. I will make some changes to my first sample here. I have to make the back neckline a little less wide, and I will probably also change a little bit about the shaping here, and I will let you know when this is ready to be test knit. It has this lovely stitch pattern here. V-neck, and in general I really like this cardigan, but I'm going to tweak it for you so that it will be perfect. So here is another cardigan that is very hard to show when it's not worn. It's a very loose fitting half brioche cardigan made from an alpaca yarn that is also discontinued, I believe. And I made this many years ago and it held up nicely, but as this is a brioche cardigan with alpaca yarn, it grew immensely. And back then I did not know that this are both things that tend to grow, like brioche by itself tends to grow and alpaca yarn also tends to grow, and in the combination it's like the worst. And while this is very soft and lovely to the touch, it is very big now, very, very big, which is absolutely wonderful if you want to snuggle up on the couch, but is not so nice if you want to wear this underneath a coat, because there's just too much fabric underneath. So this is, for me personally, a cardigan that I only wear at home, but I will keep it for the cold winter days where I have layers over layers, then this is like the top layer then. Okay, this is the very first version of the Tallulah cardigan that I have ever made. I'm not sure if I have ever shown this on a podcast before. This I made years ago, even before I ever started to work the Tallulah tee. This also is a yarn that is discontinued, and I made this version longer and without the buttons, which I also love, but I think I will include the buttons in the pattern, and it's easier for you to just omit doing the buttonholes instead of, you know, adding them by yourself. So I will publish the version with the buttons, and you can just feel free to do buttons or not, depending on what you prefer. So this was the very first version. I love how drapey this yarn is. This is also alpaca and woolen blend, I believe. Yeah, but this was also not something that I wanted to publish back then. I was less experienced. This is between the version that I just showed you and this version, there are, I don't know, 3 years maybe. And yeah, I have made improvements on this version, and I will tweak the pattern even more. So yeah, this will be a lovely design. Now this is so huge that it will probably not fit. No, it won't. So this is a very big brioche cardigan that I made from Plötulopi and silk mohair, and this is knit from the bottom up, and it has a lovely, can you see that even? I'm not sure. A lovely shawl collar, which you cannot see probably, I'm not sure. Maybe from the back you can see it here. And this is something that I also self-drafted. I usually wear this as a coat outside in the fall, when it's not super cold, but it's starting to get colder, then this is the thing that I go to. And I also made a little belt for it so that I can close it up if I want to, because I made this without any buttons. It just has this lovely double knit edging. So this is so far just something that I made for myself. I have not published it, and I'm not sure if I will. As there are so many other things that I want to do, it's always so hard to choose. But yeah, this is a lovely giant big cardigan that I made in the past. This is my vitamin C sweater, C as in the ocean, sea. And this is another bottom-up design with a cap sleeve construction that is worked with short rows. And this is a lovely sweater for in between the seasons. It has this lovely stripe detail that is worked with how is it called? The color work technique, where you only work with one color each row. mosaic. It's so difficult for me to pronounce that. Mosaic knitting. It's much easier to knit than it is for me to talk about this. And this I made from the same yarn as this cardigan down here. This is a Monica design Scottish Highlands wool. This is my chainmail slipover. This is a cute little cropped slipover that I love to wear over dresses in between the seasons. It is a perfect layering piece. In the spring and in the fall I can wear it instead of a sweater, so that I have more space in my jean jacket, for example, for the sleeves, so that I do not have to have a tight sweater underneath. So this will keep me warm without being uncomfortable, and in winter I can wear this underneath a cardigan for just some extra warmth, and I really love this. This might look simple to work, but this is more of an advanced knit. It starts off with a special version of a dense ribbing, then it has these two welts, and then it has seed stitch, which is worked holding two strands at the same time. It is finished off with I-cords at the armholes, and the collar here is worked separately and then sewn on, because otherwise I would not be able to make this dense ribbing here at the top as well. So this is a lovely little project that also takes some patience, but I think it's very much worth it. And this is also very versatile. I can wear this through many seasons, and it's very lovely project. Last one of my favorites. This is my Veilchen sweater. It's a drop shoulder design of mine, and if you know me, I usually do drop shoulder designs from the bottom up, but this one I did from the top down, because it has this lovely cable that runs over the shoulder all the way down the sleeve. And this cable does give the sweater a little bit of structure here on the shoulder, so I was able to knit it top down. So the reason why I usually knit bottom up is because the bind off that you do here, the 3 needle bind off on the shoulder, gives the sweater a lot of structure, so that especially for the larger sizes, this seam here will not stretch as much as it would if you were just picking up stitches here. But in this case, the cable helps with that and gives the sweater some structure. So this is knit top down. It is a lovely drapey yarn that is also sadly discontinued. This is an alpaca yarn. I'm not sure if it was a blend or if it was 100% alpaca. I'm not sure. You will find that information on the pattern page. But this is a very loose fitting, very lovely sweater, and I absolutely love this cable detail here. One of my favorite ones. And now we have it. This is everything. Now I only have to see how to fit this one in. Here is a little bit. Keep the lavender back in there. And there we go. Much better. Still, there's a lot in there, isn't there? And I will probably, over time, sort them again and maybe donate some of them. But this is everything that I made garment-wise so far. There are a few more sweaters that I gifted away, But now you basically know all the knits I have ever made. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye!